November 12th, 2012, Mark Creighton.
Okay, so what branch did you serve in?
U.S. Army.
U.S. Army? Did you enjoy being in the U.S.
It
Army?
was like Boy Scout camp. It was great.
How many years were you in the Army?
2.
2? What were you ranked in?
It would be the same as a sergeant. It was a specialist 5th class.
Oh, okay. And what year did you serve?
ETS, I got out in 1970, so 68 to 70.
Oh, okay.
And
what were your favorite memories being in there? Like,
my favorite memories, the most vivid memory is my first kid being born. And so we were separated. I was in basic training at the time, so everybody called me Dad. and so not being around when your wife has a baby, and the first baby is not really something that you either look forward to, but there's nothing you can do. But that's what I remember. But I think I also remember the quality of the people that I worked with. Some of the best people I ever worked with were in the Army.
are you still in touch with any of those people?
One. And what maybe kids your age wouldn't think about is that when you were your age, if you were a guy your age, you always had the draft hanging over your head.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go to college right away, you were drafted.
Yeah.
If you ever got out of high school. In my case, I was working on a master's degree and was drafted while I was working on the master's. And everybody, 80% of my basic company were PhDs or people that had masters or were working on masters. The rest were high school dropouts. And that's the biggest intellectual gap that you can imagine, because not so much in the dropouts' intellectual capacity, but what they knew and were interested in. So therefore you had these two societies within every basic company. That was just the way it was back then.
Yeah. Do you think that it was kind of like you guys separated from each other, like you guys that had education?
No, I think we meaning the guys who had more education tried to include everybody. It's just that when you're married, when you have a PhD in physics or something like that, and somebody else dropped out of school when they were a junior because they just weren't interested in school, you just don't have that many common interests, and that's the way it is. But I don't think that all those kids, the 20%. They didn't try to either get along or become part of the group. The guys with more education did. It didn't work out very well.
And how did your family feel about you going into that?
Everyone went in service. And in those days, we're talking, I don't know, that's 42 years ago that I got out. Everyone's family had someone who had fought in the Second World War.
It was like expected.
Or Korea, and they were expected you to go into service, and it was service to your country.
Where were you drafted to?
I went to Fort Dix, New Jersey, for basic training.
Did you get to travel anywhere?
I had orders to go to Vietnam. I had orders to go to Panama, which was, you had jungle warfare training, and then the orders were changed, and I went to Headquarters Company U.S. Army, which is Fort Myer, Virginia, which is Washington, D.C. And I worked there for 2 weeks while they were trying to put something together. And then 5 of us, everybody had a PhD except myself, were put into the Pentagon, and we did classified work that somebody with a PhD would be able to do electronically and stuff like that the average person in the Army wouldn't be able to. So the Army took advantage of And for some reason, I didn't have that education, but I ended up being the boss because maybe I was better at organizing things. So I didn't fight anybody. I was chairborne at the Pentagon.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and then, you know, to run the tail of any service is so much longer than the people who fight. The people who maintain the airplanes and cook and drive the trucks and everything else, and that's pretty much what I was doing, that part of it. So you're part of the organization, but you're not doing any fighting.
That's cool. I think
That's enough, huh?
yeah. Thank you.